Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? Saints today officially introduced Tyrann Mathieu as a member of the New Orleans Saints. Let's get right down to the question that everybody wants to know. What jersey number will he wear?
Well, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. To be honest, I don't – they can give me any number, to be honest. Like I said, I just want to play good ball, and I just want to do good things in the community.
Okay, interesting. No preference on the jersey number. I think it's fair to say, we'll all agree, like, he's not going to get 7, right? I mean, Taysom Hill is 7, so he's not going to wear that. I'm looking at this graphic that the Saints put out, and it's a really cool graphic. It's a picture of Tyrann in his St. Aug uniform, in his LSU uniform, in a Saints color rush uniform, by the way, with a little honey badger there at the bottom, which is really cool. His St. Aug number was a 13. Well, that's occupied in New Orleans as well by Mike Thomas. So the graphic that the Saints put out have him in number 32. I would assume that's what he goes with. By the way, I think that 32 looks really clean. I think single-digit numbers in the NFL on NFL jersey don't actually look great, especially on smaller guys. So I kind of like Tyrann in 32. And that color rush is really, really sweet, too. So that would be my assumption, is that Tyrann will wear 32, but that's not decided as of right now. In all sincerity, though, all seriousness, Tyrann Mathieu did talk about this opportunity here to play in New Orleans.
It's most definitely a dream. I think, having an opportunity to represent, this team, to be a part of this locker room. I've always been a fan of the way Saints play football, and just to have that opportunity means a lot to me. And more than anything, I just want to take advantage of it and make the most of it.
Now, there's a lot of emotion around this for the fan base. It makes sense. Tyrann's from New Orleans. He played at LSU. We all know the story. It's why so many people are excited about this. But from Tyrann's perspective, when he was asked, why the Saints were attractive, it wasn't about the emotion of playing for the team he grew up cheering for as a little kid. Listen to Tyrann talk about why he wanted to play in New Orleans.
Particularly the fans. I think this is probably the most exciting fan base, in all of football, really. And then defensively, I think that this defense, they just have an identity, that every time they take the field, they're going to hit everything that moves, and they're going to try to play team ball, and I think that's why they've been a really successful unit, over the past, 5 years or so. And so I'm just hoping that I can, add to that. I'm hoping that I can, come in and be a leader and, make other guys' jobs, easier.
It wasn't about family. It wasn't about coming to his hometown. It was the fans. He loves the Saints fan base and playing in this defense, which the Saints have been that's the thing that we kind of have to, if you just pause for a second, remove emotion, step back, and think, why would a defensive free agent be interested or excited in coming to New Orleans? It's because New Orleans has been a top 5 defense for the last half decade, since Dennis Allen's been back as the defensive coordinator. They play a very physical, aggressive, attacking style. They get along. The whole thing about players running to the end zone after a turnover and posing for the camera, the Saints started that. They play with a lot of swag, so I can understand why defensive players want to come to New Orleans to play for this team. Here's Tyrann elaborating a bit more on this Saints defense.
I think it's a smart unit. I think it's a unit that can disguise coverage, really well. And, like I said earlier, this is a physical, unit. I think from the front end to the back end, everybody does their job. Everybody plays, to a certain standard. And, like I said, this has always been a defense that I've seen myself, being a part of, with how much passion they play, the energy, just the tightness that you can just see. It pops off the screen, when you're watching the Saints play defense. So, like I said, I'm just hoping I can come in and add to that and be all that I need to be, for our team.
The process was something that had a lot of people on edge when Kansas City did not re-sign Tyrann. He took the visit to the Saints. He was here, of course, in Baton Rouge, out at LSU with Brian Kelly and talking to the LSU team. And so some opined that maybe it was just sort of a courtesy visit sort of thing because he was here. And then there were talks about Philly, and there were talks about Indy, and maybe that he would get away. Well, the draft arrived, and he had not yet signed a deal. And ultimately, immediately post-draft, the Saints did sign him after the Saints were unable to draft a safety. They needed to address that position. Mickey Loomis even said it post-draft. I mean, post-draft, Mickey Loomis said, there's a position we need to address. I think you all know what it is. And it didn't take long until they signed Tyrann Mathieu. But Tyrann was pretty clear that this was his spot.
You know, the Saints was really the only visit that I went on. I think from the get-go, I knew where I wanted to be. And from there, it's just all about everything kind of coming together and aligning. And so, like I said, I'm sure there's a lot of people that was praying for me, rooting for me. And it just feels good to see it all kind of come together. But I've kind of been manifesting this for a while now. You know, a lot of former teammates know this. But just to have this opportunity means a lot to me.
There's no question that, as the saying goes, he'll put on for his city. And he's still a New Orleans kid, and I think for any pro athlete to get to play in their hometown is a really cool thing when that opportunity presents. It's rare. It doesn't always happen, but Tyrann's got that opportunity now. And he did also talk about the timing, because this is something that there were Saints fans that wanted the Saints to draft Tyrann back in 2013 when he became a free agent. Wanted the Saints to sign him back after his year in Houston when he signed with Kansas City. I mean, this is not new, the idea of bringing Tyrann Mathieu to New Orleans. But here was Tyrann on why this was the right time.
Well, to be honest, you know, I've lived a long life, you know, in this NFL thing, and you know, going into my 10th year, you know, you don't know how you can't always depict the future. I think, you know, when I realized the Saints, you know, wanted me, and obviously I wanted them. You know, it was a situation that I knew I wasn't going to pass up. But, you know, I'm just more, you know, happy with the support, you know, that I have around me, family and friends, and just all the people that have helped me get to this point, you know, in my life.
I think it needs to be stated that, you know, when Tyrann was drafted, going to the Saints would have been a disaster. He was a guy who needed to get away from the element that had pushed him toward the negative. But at this point, we are so far removed from that now. Tyrann is married he's a father. He's been a model citizen and an upstanding guy that's positively impacted communities. He has changed his life, and it's remarkable. And he's impacted the lives of so many. That for him to be able to come back now and not only play for this team, but positively impact that community, of course it's the right time. It's the perfect time. And I'm glad it's working out the way that it is and has. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.